Welcome to this Saturday on Labor Day weekend. It is August 30th. I'm Mike Taylor, and this is This Day. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. We've got a good show for you today. Great, maybe? I'd say maybe even great. Let's take a look at who we have on our show today. It's going to be a good one. Bree's going to be here talking to the folks from Irvine Barclay Theater. It's going to be Michelle Browers talking about an upcoming show they have coming up there. And then later in the program, I'll be talking to Hebe Doc with Stuart and Sally Roberts. And we'll talk about what they do here in the community for us and how you might enjoy those services. So stay tuned for that as well. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed, and the temperatures are rising. There's no doubt about that. We've definitely had some hot, warm, and tropical weather lately, and we have cooling centers right here in the village. If you want to go there during the day and the kind of the heat of the day, and get some cooling off, give your air conditioning a break, and go out there in the community and see folks. They are over there in the Village Library, the Village Greens, Performing Arts Center, Clubhouse 1, Clubhouses 4 and 5, also all provide spaces for folks to come over there and beat the heat in those cooling areas. Make sure you check the posted times and hours on the website for more information about where you can go to stay cool from the hot summer sun. Speaking of hot summer sun, let's take a look at our forecast. And it is definitely a warm one today and throughout the rest of the weekend. We're going to get to 86 today, 86 again tomorrow, and then on Monday on Labor Day, 89 degrees. That's going to be our hottest, of course, hottest day when everybody's out doing their picnics and barbecues and all that fun stuff. So make sure you got the sunscreen, lots of water, and stay in the shade as best you can. Let's take a look at the sunrise and sunset while we're at it here. And we got a beautiful shot over here over at Cul-de-sac 9 right here in Laguna Woods Village. Thank you very much, Stephanie, Casey. Stephanie's been sending us lots of pictures lately. Sunrise this morning was 6:23. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:18 p.m. If you'd like to send us a picture of beautiful areas here, there, and everywhere, we'd love to use them. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise sunset segment. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking to Bree's going to be talking to folks from Irvine Barclay. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Tonight at the Barclay.
Something is happening.
Tonight at the Barclay.
The Barclay in Irvine.
Live entertainment. You don't want to miss it. Tonight at the Barclay.
Welcome back to the show, everyone who doesn't love an amazing performance at Irvine Barclay Theater. They're celebrating their 35th season. That's incredible. Here to tell us more is Director of Programming, Michelle Brower.
Hi Bree.
How are you?
Doing great, happy to be here.
Well, this is exciting news.
Surely is, yeah.
35 years.
Big
That's
35th
amazing.
birthday bash.
Wow. Do you know about the history of the theater? Was it a renovated space? Was it build to suit? How did it come about?
Sure, happy to share. So in the 70s, community leaders in Irvine area wanted to create a performing arts space in our community. So the fundraising started long ago, and then in partnership with the city of Irvine and the community, they raised the funds to build the building. It was custom to that space. The University of California, Irvine extended the land to us on an extended land lease. And then construction started in the mid-'80s, and we opened our doors on September 30, 1990.
Wow, that's such a great story. And now, was it built to be used with the school in conjunction, or was it just a community theater?
It was, from the onset, made to have a 3-part partnership. So in a lot of cases, there are university venues where it's exclusively used by that university, but our founders had the foresight and the vision to make it a 3-part partnership. So I work for Irvine Barclay Theater Operating Company, and we're the nonprofit that presents professional performing artists. We do about 50 shows a year. And then the university gets a third of our use dates, and they present everything from drama, symphony orchestra, they do a musical, there's all kinds of lectures and special events that different departments organize as well. And then the community, it's completely open to different groups, whether it's cultural performances or youth dance performances, or any kind of celebrations. We've had weddings before and celebrations of
Really?
life. Yeah, everything under the sun. So any of the remaining dates are available for Irvine and the surrounding community to book.
Fantastic. Do any of the students, are they inspired by the tour groups that come through and actually go off with some of these tour groups? Do you know?
Let me think if I have a specific example, but we do try to integrate with the campus as much as possible. Through UCI Illuminations, they provide student tickets so that anyone with a UCI student ID can see a show complimentary. It's an underwritten ticket. And kind of a fun connection, a broad connection, is that the artistic director for Limon Dance Company, who's coming on September 25, he is an alumnus of the dance MFA program. So he performed himself on the stage, finished his master's degree there, and now he's at the helm of one of the most prestigious modern dance companies in New York.
That's fantastic and amazing. So the Barclay really draws in millions of people every year. In name of the audience, right? What do you think the draw is? What is so special about that little theater?
So we do welcome thousands of visitors throughout the course of our season, and they're mostly arts omnivores. They appreciate all kinds of live events, and what makes us different and the experience unique is that it's very intimate. It's 750 seats. And the way the house is constructed, the stage really does feel close. There's no bad seat in the house. Sometimes folks do performances even acoustically. Like when Renee Fleming performed, she didn't use any kind of amplification. It was just her beautiful voice.
Really?
When Fran Leibowitz takes Q&As, the audience doesn't need to use a microphone. She can hear them ask the question directly. So you're very up close and personal to the action. And yeah, it's a really special place too to watch dance, because instead of being in a grand auditorium where you're at a great distance from the stage, you're really near the bodies in motion, and you can see the expressions and the athleticism of the companies. It's really very unique experience, personal experience. You're up close.
That artistic detail, you really gain a much better appreciation for. The first time I went was to see The Great Gatsby.
Yes.
And it was my first experience altogether. I quite frankly didn't even realize that the theater was there. And it was mind-blowing.
I'm so glad you
The
enjoyed it.
performance.
Yeah.
It was just, it does. It feels like you are almost on the stage.
You were in the mix at the grand party yourself. Yeah, World Ballet Company did a fantastic production of The Great Gatsby, and just like the era, costumes, the 20s energy, it was really opulent and beautiful. So I'm glad you got to join us for that.
Yeah, no, that was great. So what about any standout shows on the lineup for this season?
My heart is with dance, so I'm very excited to see Pilobolus. They'll be with us in March of 2026. We also, by the time this airs, I think we're allowed to share, but Pink Martini, they're a really fun band, high energy music with
They're
an
a 90s
international
band,
flair.
aren't they?
Yeah, they're coming on March 11, so
that'll
very
be
happy to have them
fun.
in our lineup. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's always a hit. They're coming with their holiday show.
Can't stay in your seat with that
No,
brand.
not at all. And then I really do enjoy New York Gilbert and Sullivan Players. Their light opera, they're doing The Mikado also in the spring. So kind of something for everyone. Great variety of things, and a chance to see great performances up close and personal.
Right, that's fantastic. Have you noticed with the audience, because it is such a small venue, and I'm sure that you get regulars coming, do they try to locate themselves in a different area of the theater to get a different type of experience?
I could see that having a strategy for some folks of like, oh, I like to sit further back for dance or closer up for a speaker, but just like in school, once you kind of pick your favorite seat, people tend to purchase that favorite seats. We have a build your own subscription, and there is kind of a connection with, oh, this is my favorite place to sit, here on the aisle or here in the center. And we even have the opportunity to name seats. So sometimes people love the seats so much that they donate to the theater and then have a plaque engraved to personalize their seat. So I can see why you ask if there's a strategy to sit in different places for different types of events, but I think we have that human tendency to gravitate to our favorite spot time after time.
Sure.
Yeah.
So tell me about the subscription. What is that about?
So Many arts institutions have subscriptions where they do 8 different drama shows, and you subscribe and you have your same seat for each one. And we have such a wide variety of music and dance and global type of performances, like everything under the sun. So we know there's no one size fits all. So essentially, if you purchase your tickets in one transaction, we honor that with a discount. So there's kind of like a build your own series, since there's such a wide variety of things and we don't want to pigeonhole people into one specific genre. We do have subscriptions in jazz. We have 7 shows in our jazz series. And then dance, there's 5 events that fall into that category. And then also our Hawaiian series. There's a lot of Hawaiian music lovers in Southern California, and we'll have 4 performances in this coming season. But for for arts omnivores like the rest of us, you can just pick and choose your favorite ones.
Really? Okay, so they don't have to buy in for the entire season. They
No.
can just, as you're saying,
As long as
subscribe.
you pick 3 or more, we have a discount of 10%.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if people want to get tickets, what's the best way to go about learning what shows are coming up, how they do purchase tickets, how they can purchase a subscription?
Sure. So our website is thebarclay.org. You can follow us on social media. Our handle on all platforms is @IrvineBarclay. And then our friendly ticket office representatives, they're open 7 days a week. You can call our ticket office. It's 949-854-4646. And they'll be happy to talk through the season or answer any questions in further detail.
Or people can even take a trip down to the theater and...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Our box office
office
is open, and there's folks on site 10 to 6, Monday through Friday, and noon to 4, Saturday and Sunday.
So how did you get into this role, into this position?
I'm one of those UCI student integration stories, I suppose.
Really?
Yeah, so I was at UCI, studied dance and art history, and as part of my coursework, we got to see the dance performances at the Barclay, and we got to see the whole season and write a paper about our thoughts and experiences, and we even got to go backstage, meet the company, talk to the directors, and I was very inspired, and I thought, wow, there's a whole world that supports the art. How do I get more involved with that? And I did an internship during my junior year. And then I graduated, I went off, I did other things, but I started working part-time in marketing back in spring of 2018 and kind of have worked in different departments ever since.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me.
my pleasure,
and
my
telling me all
pleasure.
about the theater. All
for
right,
having
folks, you know where to go get your tickets for the Irvine Barclay Theater. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
Our next guests are from HebeDoc, and so my first question to Stu and Sally Roberts is, welcome to the program, and then what is HebeDoc?
So in short, medical tourism, dental tourism. We designed a platform for Americans to make it easy for the 1 million Americans who are traveling every year to find affordable dental care.
Okay, and the origin of the name it's Greek?
Yes, I'm half Greek, and so Hebe was the goddess of youth. So we're trying to bring youth back to everyone, and she was the guardian of the fountain of youth, and we thought Hebe, and we have an elite network of dentists and doctors that we work with, so we called it HebeDoc. We just thought it would be cute.
That's great. It's cute. Yeah, I mean, you get to tell that story every time because most people have no idea, right?
Right, exactly.
So how did you guys get into the business of kind of dental tourism, as I know it's been named these days?
You know, it really came from personal experiences. We have a number of stories, if you'll indulge me. Back in 2015, I went to see an endodontist for a botched root canal and was quoted $2,300. The endodontist did the work and it didn't take. And he said, "You're going to have to pull the tooth." And I said, "Well, what are my other options?" He said, "Well, we can try it again." So we did it again. It still didn't take. And this time he was upset. And he said, "I told you we needed to pull the tooth and you didn't. You need to pull the tooth." Still not satisfied. We looked around and did a lot of research online, and we found this little town across the border from Yuma, Arizona, Los Algodones, affectionately known as Molar City. And we did a lot of research on endodontists, made a couple trips, and met with this impressive endodontist who had this 30x scope, $50,000 piece of equipment, and he took a look at the tooth and
Well, what I really liked about the process was, like, and Stu went to a dentist who graduated from UCLA Dental, so, you know, very well-educated dentist, a leader in his field, leader in the town. But basically, we go to this dentist and he does an x-ray and he pulls it up on the big screen for both Stu and I to see. And he says, "This is what the dentist missed." And he said, and if you decide to move forward with the procedure, what I'll have to do is I'll have to open it up here, take this out, and then seal it back up. And he gave Stu a quote of $500.
Oh, wow.
So this was 10 years ago. And today I still have the tooth. So it was experiences like this. And finally in 2018, my father came to visit and he had a quote from a dentist back in Ohio for $43,000 for a restoration of his upper arch. We were taken back by that number and reached out to a dentist friend here in Southern California, and the quote was $46,000. So again, we ended up going to Mexico and found an endodontist and an implantologist and had the work done for $12,000.
That's an incredible difference.
This was 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. And how is it that the same procedures can be such a difference just by crossing the border? Is it because of our insurance policies and things like that?
No, you could. Well, I mean, it's overhead.
It's overhead. It's an
Okay.
issue. I mean, dentists here, do a great job, and the issue is education. The average dental school graduates with $308,000 in debt. This is average. Some are graduating with $400 plus. If you open your own practice, you're buying equipment, you could soon find yourself 7 figures in debt. If you owe that kind of money, what are you thinking about when you get up in the morning?
Okay.
It's how to pay
Patient
that
billing.
Yeah. You think of patient billing and how you're going to recoup, and you're paying back all this debt, and also having to make a living. So I get that part.
Right.
So Sally, one of the things that I think a lot of people might be saying to themselves is, I'm a little concerned. I mean, I'm traveling to Mexico. Is it safe? What's the process? Can you kind of take me through? If someone decides this might be for them, they do a consultation with you, but then are they hopping in a van?
No, I mean, first we'll get their pictures or X-rays. If they have X-rays, that's ideal. But if they otherwise just take pictures of your mouth, and then we send it to the clinic, and the clinic will give them an estimate, and the doctor can discuss it with them as well. So either basically we'll go over the quote and maybe a couple different scenarios that they might want to approach, and then based on they'll tweak that when they do arrive in person to get the 3D panoramic. But basically, they'll get a quote from the dentist just from the X-rays or the picture, and they'll be able to get an idea. And if they want to speak with the dentist or do a video consultation for free, that's also available.
Okay.
So, but then when they go to the town, we can bring them door to door.
Okay.
So we can bring them door to door. They get to the town. They're going to show up, and it's going to look like a 4 dirt road, tiny, small town. And you're going to think, what am I doing here? And then when you go to the clinic, from the outside, it might, it's going to be little streets in Mexico, right? But you go inside the clinic, and it's like you're in a Beverly Hills clinic. It's just TV screens and high-end equipment, and
Welcome
in fact,
to Molar City.
Yeah, the endodontist Stu went to, he didn't mention it, but the scope that he had to do the surgery, which the dentist in the U.S. didn't buy, is $50,000. So they have the high-end equipment.
He had 2 of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they have all the equipment. They use Straumann implants, Noble Biocare implants, German and Swiss.
Top of the line.
They use top of the line products. They're very educated, and what I think is, so when you go inside, that's when you start getting the comfort level, and they speak English as well, so that's helpful. So you don't have to worry about that. But even better than, I mean, people usually start looking because of cost.
Right.
That's what brings, why else are you going to make the travel to Mexico, right? But the interesting thing that's a sleeper is that it's convenient, because here in the U.S., to get a tooth extracted, your regular dentist on that visit, they'll say you need to get an extraction. You have to go to this dentist. So then you have to go to set up a whole other slew of appointments to go to that dentist, to go back to your original dentist. If you need an implant, you got to make another appointment, go to another dentist. So here, all the specialists come to you. You go to the one clinic, and in that day, they've already prearranged that you're going to be able to see the specialist you need in that trip. So it's so much more convenient. So if you get an implant and you need a crown or something, then that's going to be a minimum of 2 trips, right? Because you're going to have to travel there, and it's only about 3-hour drive from, we're in San Diego area, but basically a 2.5 to 3 hour drive. But we'll take you there. You get there, and you might have to stay overnight, depending on how much work you're going to do in one sitting. But you get the implant, and then you'll have to wait 3 to 4 months for it to heal, and they'll give you a temporary crown. So you have it's very nice looking. We've had people that will wait a year or more to come back just because they already had that temporary. Oh, I don't need it.
That's fine for now.
I know, right? And then they come back and get the permanent on the next visit.
It's A to Z service.
Right. No, I was going to ask them. I go to hebedoc.com and I take a look. You guys are the conduit. You vet these folks. You make the arrangements. I mean, how do you guys serve? What's the service that you really are proud of being able to supply and kind of assure people that go into you?
So back to our experience when we went through this. I mean, if you go down this road, there are so many things that need to be done in terms of you start your online research that goes on for a couple of weeks. You need to travel down this. We've done all that. We work with a very specific group.
Yes, you've done the vetting. You've done the research.
We know
you've
the
done
dentists.
these
We
things.
know the clinics. We're not trying to work with everybody. We work with a very select group that adheres to our standards, our warranty. All the implants are guaranteed, 3 to 5 year guarantee on all work. So we have very stringent criteria, and the dentists need to meet that.
I mean, it includes the dentist education, the dentist continuing education. Some of our dentists are educated at Harvard, and have done extensive continuing education to keep up. And some of them are even USDA certified. And one of the clinics we work with is even American owned. So it's quite interesting the extensive level of medical internationally that's available and how customer service oriented it is.
And the doctors are choosing to kind of go down to this area because it's become such a cottage industry down there? Or what are some of the choices that the doctors that could work in the United States are saying, I'm going to do this in Mexico instead?
So they're not U.S. doctors.
Okay.
The dentists and the surgeons are Mexican.
Okay.
But they travel for, as Sally mentioned, for continuing education.
Oh, okay,
So this is
gotcha.
the big thing. So in the U.S., continuing education is mandated. In Mexico, it's not. But the best-in-class dentists, the group that we work with, the elite serving the U.S. market, are doing this.
Okay.
So they'll go to Harvard Dental School or NYU Dental. They'll do symposiums. Singapore. They travel all over the world.
And we wanted to make sure that our group includes people that we would send our family to. I mean, I've sent my mother, I've sent my brother,
My dad.
His dad.
Friends.
Right.
It's like we want to make sure that it's people, like if we're sending somebody there, it's somebody that we would send our own family to.
And our clients aren't necessarily who you would expect. One in particular, Len from Beverly Hills, he runs 5 restaurants, has over 200 employees, just fed up with the cost of dental care. He travels down, and as well as a number of people like him.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, just because maybe you have money doesn't mean you want to throw it away, right? I mean, people didn't get those positions by throwing away money.
Right, exactly. We can buy a car or go to Disneyland right now.
The savings are substantial. On a full mouth restoration, we're saving clients somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000.
Wow.
And it's very important, these are the same implants, top of the line, Straumann from Germany, Noble Biocare, best in class anywhere in the world. It's just the overhead isn't as high.
We actually have a client who he and his wife are retired, and they bought an Airstream with their savings, and they're traveling around now with it. So
A lot of stories. A lot of
Not
great
too shabby.
Yeah, exactly.
Testing out their dental work at restaurants across all the states.
Exactly.
All right, well, Stu and Sally from HebeDoc.com, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Dental care in America is broken. If you need a dental implant in the States, you're looking at somewhere between $3,600 and up to $8,000, and that's per tooth. And for a full mouth restoration, you're talking somewhere between $40,000 and $100,000. The good news is there's a solution. That's where HebeDoc comes in. We're not a dental clinic. We're a US-based one-stop solution for affordable, safe dental care right here in Mexico without the risk.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a great day for a movie, and if you like to be scared, we got one for you. It's Stanley Kubrick's famous classic, The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. It's brought to us by RadNet. It's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. A family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter where a sinister presence influences the father into violence. And let me tell you, it gets pretty scary there at the end of that movie. At a time when his psychic son sees horrifying and forebodings from both the past and the future. So it is really a great movie. It's a great suspenseful movie, and you guys should like that one. Going to be at 2 p.m. today and 6 p.m. today. Thank you, RadNet, for bringing that one to us. And then we're not here on Monday, and it's going to be Labor Day, so we got some great movies lined up for Monday as well. 9 a.m., we're going to have Wonder. It's going to be featured right here in Village Television. Then American Underdog. It's a story of Kurt Warner's rise to the NFL. It's a great story. And then California's Gold, Jacaranda Tree. It's going to be at 5 p.m. with Huell Hauser, of course. I love me some Huell Hauser, folks. He's a great guy. That's going to be September 1st, Monday, while we are off on Labor Day. All right, let's take our check of our weather before we head out, and we got some warm weekend ahead into Monday and Labor Day. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s through the rest of this weekend with a morning clouds and then clearing to mostly sunny skies. And then we got 89 degrees on Monday on Labor Day, so it's going to be plenty warm for that. So make sure you have the sunscreen, plenty of water. Find the shade while you're out there doing the barbecues and the picnics and all that fun stuff. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of This Day. Like I said, no show on Monday where we have the Labor Day movies. I'm Michael Taylor. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. And for all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.